For those of you who've been at Norwood for a while, you've come to know my opening day chapel as the chapel in which I talk about the feeling of being what? Thank you, nerve-sighted. As you know, I think this mashup word of nervous and excited really is the perfect word for the first day of school. Because all of us at all ages feel some version, our own version perhaps, of nerve-sighted. On the one hand, we feel nervous about making friends, nervous about figuring out where to go, nervous about learning new rules and routines. At the same time, we feel excited about reconnecting with friends and teachers, excited about learning new things, excited about participating in fun activities. Thus, the combination of nervous plus excited equals nerve-sighted. I want everyone to know that having a combination of feelings and emotions, especially on the first day of school, is very normal. Everyone in this room, whether you're a lower school student, a middle school student, a teacher, a parent, everyone is feeling a variety of emotions on this first day of school. For me, it's mostly excited to see you all, the students, excited to get things underway, and excited to launch another school year. But I must admit, even though this is my 12th year at Norwood, I tossed and turned a little bit last night. I didn't sleep great because I was feeling a little bit nervous about today and thinking about all the things that I needed to do today. Nervous about remembering everyone's name over the summer, nervous about the schedule for the day, nervous about staying on time, and just nervous that things will run as smoothly as possible. But I always remind myself, and I'll remind you now, that at Norwood, we're here to take care of each other. We are a community in which connection and friendship are a natural part of who we are. And when I think about that, I know it's going to be a great day. So as most of you know, I love reading children's books, and today I found a classic that I think maybe many of you probably already know, but it's definitely a great book about being nerve-sighted. And it is called Wimberly Worried. Give me this if you've heard this book before. Oh, wow, you get to see it today. Wimberly Worried by Kevin Henkes. And this is how it goes. Wimberly worried. Wimberly worried about everything. Big things, little things, and things in between. Wimberly worried in the morning, she worried at night, and she worried throughout the day. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Too much worry. At home, Wimberly worried about the tree in the front yard, the crack in the living room wall, and the noise the radiators made. At the playground, Wimberly worried about the chains on the swings and the bolts on the slide and the bars on the jungle gym. And always she worried about her doll, Petal. Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wimberly worried. She worried and she worried and she worried. When Wimberly was especially worried, she rubbed Petal's ears. Wimberly worried that if she didn't stop worrying, Petal would have no ears left at all. On her birthday, Wimberly worried that no one would come to her party. See, said her mother, there was nothing to worry about. But then Wimberly worried that there wouldn't be enough cake. On Halloween, Wimberly worried that there would be too many butterflies in the neighborhood parade. See, said her father, there was nothing to worry about. But then Wimberly worried because she was the only one. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Too much worry. Soon, Wimberly had a new worry, school. Wimberly worried about the start of school, more than anything she'd ever worried about before. By the time the first day arrived, Wimberly had a long list of worries. What if no one else had spots? What if no one else wears stripes? What if no one else brings a doll? What if the teacher is mean? What if the room smells bad? What if they make fun of my name? What if I can't find the bathroom? What if I hate the snack? What if I have to cry? Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wimberly worried. She worried and worried and worried. She worried all the way there. While Wimberly's parents talked to the teacher, Mrs. Peachum, Wimberly looked around the room. Then Mrs. Peachum said, "Wimberly, there's someone I think you should meet." Her name was Jewel. She was standing by herself. She was wearing stripes. She was holding a doll. At first, Wimberly and Jewel just peeked at each other. "This is Petal," said Wimberly. "This is Niblet," said Jewel. Petal waved. Niblet waved back. "Hi," said Petal. "Hi," said Niblet. "I rub her ears," said Wimberly. "I rub her nose," said Jewel. Throughout the morning, Wimberly and Jewel sat side by side and played together whenever they could. Petal and Niblet sat side by side too. Wimberly worried, but no more than usual, and sometimes even less. Before Wimberly knew it, it was time to go home. "Come back tomorrow," called Mrs. Peachum as the students walked out the door. Wimberly turned and smiled and waved. "I will," she said. "Don't worry." And that's the story of Wimberly Worried. Oh, thank you. I thought you would like that.